Let us get right into Tesla. So this right here is called an evening star pattern, right? This is a very rare pattern. What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. Happy Wednesday to you. So today I wanted to talk about Bitcoin. Obviously, it is now approaching a 9,700 price point, and I'm going to go over Tesla. Tesla dropped 17% today in the market. Not really unexpected. A lot of people were taking profit yesterday after it hit above $900. However, we're seeing this extremely interesting candlestick pattern here, and this right here is called an evening star. And I'll go over what that means for Tesla. You guessed it, it is a bearish sign. I wanted to talk more about what you can expect out of this bearish pattern here and how often does it typically play out. Of course, the news will tell you that the reason Tesla dropped today is because of the coronavirus outbreak in China. As that continues to spread, a lot of companies that have factories or bases in China are being affected, Tesla being one of them. So they announced that the production of the Model 3s, specifically the ones that are made in China, are going to be delayed due to the severity of the coronavirus outbreak. But it's obvious that once something is overextended like this, any piece of negative news can really affect the stock price because it is overextended. If Tesla was in its normal range of price discovery before this massive rally here, when $380 was the resistance for Tesla, and we were trying to break through that multiple times for a couple of years, really. If Tesla was priced around there, we might not have seen a 17% drop. But because Tesla is above $900, it's in the news. There's a lot of pressure on it. It's definitely the subject of mass hysteria and mass FOMO into the market. Any little piece of news can cause a significant drop like this, as people tend to take profits because they've massively profited from Tesla being above $900. I'm still up on my Tesla position 120%. I am looking to, I do have a trailing stop limit, and it is fairly wide because of how much profit I was in. This is, not even considering the options plays that I had on Tesla. However, I will be looking to potentially raise my trailing stop limit after this pattern has emerged. So I'll go over that. Overall, it's been an amazing week in both crypto and in stocks. In crypto, we had Zcash. It's up 49%. Our BCH position is up 22%. Litecoin is up 39%. Our Tezos position is up 38%. We made a killing on a Disney option, up 95%, closed that option. The Netflix option play that we had was up 70%. I closed that yesterday. So definitely a great week in both the stock and the crypto markets, and a great start to 2020, really. If you want access to all of these plays that I send out, both the crypto and the stock trade alerts, as well as the options, sign up. That link is in the description. You get access to all of this. You're also entered into a 0.03 Bitcoin drawing that I do at the beginning of every month. And you also get to join the group voice chats that I hold with the community of traders here, where we talk about coins, stocks, options, technical analysis, charts, strategy, etc. So you get a lot of value. Sign up, link is in the description. It'll cost you about as much as a commissions trade used to cost you before all the brokers went to zero fee trading. All right, let us get into Bitcoin real quick. So looking at Bitcoin, you see that it is currently forming it did form a descending channel that we broke out of, and we are currently trading above the 200 moving average. A couple of really bullish signs here. The 50 and the 100 crossed, right? The 50 and the 100 MA crossed into bullish territory, and the 21 EMA, which is white on my chart, has crossed above the 200 moving average. And you could see that now 9600 is acting as support where it was resistance. This is clearer on the 4 hour, where you'll see that 9600 was a level that we tried to bust through, right? And we finally busted through, and now it is currently acting as support. with this next 4-hour candle that you see here, finding support at 9,600. So there is a support resistance flip that occurred on the 4-hour. However, just one candle is not going to validate that. We do need a few more candles to make sure that the market deems that as a support level. Otherwise, we could easily go back and retest lower levels. But currently 9,600 is the support level. As I said before, if we do break out of this descending channel, and we did, I do see a gradual rally to above $10,000 before the halving, and then we'll likely see a drop because that is what the market is expecting. So the market will behave in that way, and then followed by a gradual rally as the halving takes on its effects, limiting the supply of Bitcoin in the market, thereby increasing its value. As I stated in previous videos, you can justify dollar cost averaging above the 200 moving average. That is not optimal. Obviously, the area that we bought in at initially was at the 6,500 level after it tested it multiple times for this double bottom here. But not everybody buys the dip, and I get the number one question I get constantly on any coin or stock is, can I buy now? Obviously, I even got that question on Tesla a few times. Even with Tesla being over $900, I get questions all the time, can I buy now? And obviously that's not optimal. You want to buy the dips, you want to buy at optimal levels. That's why we send out trade alerts when there are setups that are worth buying. But after something has climbed, there's nothing you can do. You can't force Bitcoin to go back down to 6,000 just for you to be able to have the opportunity to buy, right? You should have bought when the iron was hot, right? That's when you should have struck. But if you miss that opportunity, then the only other two things you can do is wait or dollar cost average at the little retracements that happen. And that's it. You can't magically force something to go down because you missed the opportunity. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but that's the reality in trading, right? Anyway, that is it for Bitcoin. Like I said, Zcash, Bitcoin Cash, XTZ, Litecoin, so many coins that we're up on currently. But that is it for Bitcoin. Let us get right into Tesla. So this right here is called an evening star pattern, right? This is a very rare pattern, and it is also a very reliable pattern. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bukowski's pattern site, but I love this site, even though it looks like it was built in 1995. But so much research has gone into the site. So, the aggregators on the site have basically studied these patterns over a long period of time, and they give a ranking to different patterns, both candlestick and also, actual patterns like the cup and handle, bull flag, etc. But they'll give a score to each one based on its history and its tested performance. And the evening star results in a bearish reversal 72% of the time. So it really is really highly accurate. 72% of the time that you see a evening star on a chart, it ends up in a bearish reversal because this is a bearish reversal pattern. So the first candle in this 3 candlestick pattern has to have a long green body, right? It has to be bullish. The second candle has to be a candle that reflects indecision. So here you see a spinning top candle where the open and the close are relatively close to each other, right? And there's long shadows or long wicks because of the indecision. This is right here is a battle between the bulls and the bears, right? But it's an indecision candle. And the third candlestick is the confirmation candlestick, right? This represents a long red body, and it cannot be touching the body of the spinning top or the indecision candle that you see here at the top of the pattern. Now, one important thing that people rarely talk about with these 3 candlestick patterns is the volume, right? So essentially what you want to see is the volume of this third candle. You want to see it either at least the same, preferably more than the volume of the first candle, right? So this would basically mean that there are a large number of sell-offs more than the bullish activity that we saw in the preceding long-bodied candle. And we see that here. The volume today is actually a little more than it was a couple of days ago when we had this long green candle. Now, looking at Tesla on the weekly, there's something else that I spotted, and you see this inverted hammer. It's really called a shooting star when it comes at the top of an uptrend. And this on the weekly is also not a great sign if you are looking for more bullish activity, right? So this shooting star pattern here, we usually see this at the top of major uptrends. And this could could signify a downtrend. And the fact that it's on the weekly is even more confirmation, because the weekly obviously contains a lot more information per candle than the daily. However, we are still, still Wednesday. We have a couple more days left until the market closes, so we don't know what the overall pattern will look like Friday market close. But just keep an eye out for this, because if we do see an evening star on the one day and a shooting star on the weekly, that's double confirmation of a potentially bearish trend. Now, naturally, the answer will be, how bearish will this trend be? Like, are we talking about a major crash on Tesla? In my view, no. I think what's going to happen, and what's typical, is that you see a retest of the 21 EMA, at least on the weekly. You'll see here that every time we have been, and I looked at this earlier, but every time we have been overbought on the weekly, so you see it here, you see it here, you see it here, and you see it now, right? So every time we are overbought on the weekly, the price tends to test the 21 EMA shortly thereafter. I mean, if you just look at the candles and how they coincide with being overbought here, shortly thereafter, we go back to retest the 21 EMA. Currently, the 21 EMA on the weekly is $430. Now, $430 sounds like crap if you take the last few days into consideration, but that is amazing for Tesla, considering that $380 has really been the resistance going all the way back to June 2017. We've tried to break this 380, 385 range multiple times before we finally did it, and we went, in December, and we finally went from 385 to over $900, around $970, really without stopping. So $420 seems like crap based on a $900 price range, but it's still above this major resistance range that we've been trying to get above for almost 3 years. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get to $429. This could continue to rise a little bit, right? The 21 EMA. So if Tesla's price starts stabilizing or starts trading sideways between $700 and $900, the 21 weekly EMA could rise, and we could see, above a $500 price target before Tesla goes back to retest that 21 EMA. That is definitely in the cards for Tesla. So I'm not saying that Tesla's going to 400. Don't print that. Just giving you a long-term view of what might happen based on history. Now, the 21 EMA on the daily is realistic. The 21 EMA on the daily currently is $601. So we could easily see Tesla retest somewhere around there. It doesn't have to be 600, could be 650. But we could see Tesla definitely under $700 as a result of this evening star and the potential shooting star on the weekly. Tesla could go down to retest 600 or below, but I think 600 is a good price target considering where the 21 EMA is currently. Anyway, that is it for this video. Learn to use trailing stops. It'll help you in not having to make manual decisions in the market and navigate the market blindly, where you're asking yourself, oh, should I sell now? Should I sell now? I know a lot of people that sold at 500. I know a lot of people that sold at 600, 700, and so forth and so on. And it's because you're making manual decisions. If you set a trailing stop, let the market decide. So if you say, I'm not willing to lose more than 20%, you set your trailing stop at minus 20%, and the trailing stop then moves. If the price goes up, the trailing stop will then get adjusted and go up, so that you're continuously locking in profit. Okay, for real, that is it for this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, leave a comment if you have an agreement, disagreement, etc. Sign up if you want access to the trade alerts and the group voice chat, and you want to get entered into the 0.03 Bitcoin drawing automatically. Sign up, link is in the description. If you need help with one-on-one training and you would like some time with me, same link is also in the description. Stay safe out there, traders. Peace.